Join me as I share my journey on how I lost 10 pounds in 2 months. I'm going to share with you my exact step by step strategy that I use to lose 10 pounds in 2 months. So, losing 10 pounds in 2 months is a very realistic and achievable goal that can have this very significant impact on our overall health and well being. That is a goal that many of us are striving for, but we oftentimes struggle to reach that particular goal. So, why do we have why do we struggle with when we just want to lose 10 pounds? You're like, it's just 10 pounds. Why am I struggling to lose 10 pounds? And there's a couple of different reasons. One main reason why people struggle to lose weight is because of misinformation. There's so much conflicting advice out there. It's hard to know what to believe. So, do you follow a low carb diet? Do you follow a low fat diet? Should we be eating more protein? Should we be eating less protein? It's no wonder we get confused and just give up. All right. There's so much information out there. It's like, which person, which thing do we do? Which person do we listen to? All right. Another common struggle is a lack of motivation. Oftentimes we start off very strong, very determined. We want to reach our goal. But as the weeks go by, things get hard. It gets hard. Our motivation starts to dwindle. We get bored with our workouts. We fall back into our old habits. And before we know it, we're right back where we started, or maybe even way a little bit more. So, unrealistic expectations is also another major obstacle. We see, celebrities and we see people on social media and we think we need to look like them. We think we need to look like them to be happy. But the reality is, we don't need to look like them to be happy. Of course, many of us want to have a nice physique and be proud of the work that you've put in to achieve a nice physique. But you have to remember that you are working towards being the best version of you, both in and out, and helping you look and feel your best. That's really what the goal is here. Okay. So those unrealistic expectations can really be a major obstacle where we say, well, I can't look like this person. So what's the point? Right. And then oftentimes lack of support is a major obstacle for some of us who are trying to lose weight. We try to do it on our own. We don't have any accountability or any guidance. It's hard to stay on track. We need the community or a support system to help us stay motivated and focused. Some people don't have a lot of help or support at home. People that are not supportive of your weight loss goals, and that can be very, very, very difficult. That you've got people that live in your home, people at work that they're just not on board with your weight loss goals, and sometimes they try to do some things that might sabotage your personal goals. So, how is it that we overcome these struggles and reach our weight loss goals? So, when we're talking about how to lose 10 pounds in 2 months, what I want to do is share with you my personal journey, how I did it. What are some of the things that I did? Okay. And I think that if I give you a little bit of context here, I'm on my own personal weight loss journey. I've lost 18 pounds. I've lost 10 pounds in the last 2 months, and I have a goal to lose 25 pounds more. And between now, October 1st, 2024, and December 31st, 2024, what I'm going to do is start documenting some of the daily things that I'm doing for my own personal weight loss journey. And if I don't lose 25 pounds by December 31st, that's fine too, because January 1st is just another day and we keep moving forward towards our goals. There's no magic thing that happens at midnight, December 31st. So, what I want to do is share with you a couple of the things that I have done to lose those 10 pounds in the last 2 months. The first thing is to make sustainable diet changes. I didn't do anything sort of drastic, completely cut everything out of my diet, say, no, I'm not going to eat pizza, and no, I'm not going to eat macaroni and cheese, and things like that, things that I enjoy. I do enjoy eating those things. But I think the big thing that I did was be more cognizant of how much that I was eating that. All right. So if you want to have certain things that you really enjoy to eat, pizza is a big one for me. You don't have to eat an entire half of a pizza. You can have one or two slices. You don't have to eat it 3 days a week. You can have it 3 times a month. All right. So it's really about moderation versus deprivation. I also enjoy chocolate. And, I found some frozen fruit that's dipped in chocolate. And that's, I'm getting a little bit of fruit, but I'm also having some chocolate in there as well. But again, I'm not eating it every single day. I'm not eating it 5 times a week. All right. It's realistically, many of us have cycles and it's just around that time. So, rather than just try to fight those cravings, I do have a little bit of pizza. I have a little bit of chocolate. Not a big deal. Move on with my day. Okay. So the first thing was to make sustainable diet changes. And that for me, it was really just about more moderating some of the things that I was eating, not just saying, on cutting this out completely. Because if I do that, then I want another 10. The second thing was to establish an effective exercise routine that I actually enjoyed doing. So I think it's really important that as you're trying to become a more fit person, it's really important to try to find activities that you actually enjoy doing. With the goal, I do believe that lifting weights is a non negotiable for us after 40 years old. I think we should all be lifting weights all our whole lives. I do think that lifting weights is a non negotiable. Goal should be more towards getting in some strength training workouts, but also adding in additional activities that we really enjoy doing. So, for example, I am training to hike the Grand Canyon. It is a 24-mile hike that I will do in one day. And so I spent a lot of time the last 6 months doing a lot of hikes, doing a lot of walking, doing a lot of stair climbing, lifting weights 2 to 4 times a week. I've done some swimming, and I've rode my Peloton, and I go to yoga. I don't do that all in one week. That's not like I'm not like going crazy and not working out like 5 hours a day. I'm trying to get at least 1 hour of movement per day in one of those things. Okay, whether it's hiking, it might be yoga, it might be swimming, it might be weightlifting, whatever it might be. Okay. So I found things that I really enjoy doing, and then I make time to do them every single day. All right. The third thing that I did, and this probably goes back a little bit towards the diet and nutrition piece, but the third thing I did is I did cut out wine out of my diet in July. And I'm not a beer or liquor drinker. It's always been wine for me, or maybe a champagne here and there as well. But I did cut out all alcohol in July. And I really think that this has helped me in my weight loss journey to lose 10 pounds over the last 2 months, um, in more ways than one. And one being that I sleep much better. And I think that there are some of you might be saying, well, if I have 1 or 2 glasses of wine, I actually fall asleep a little bit better. It helps me to fall asleep quicker. And that might be true, but the reality is if you actually monitor your sleep, like if you get a wearable or something where you can monitor your sleep, you'll find that you're not actually sleeping all that well. Your sleep quality isn't that good, and you might be waking up at usually it's between like 1 and 3 a.m. You're waking up at between 1 and 3 a.m. Your heart's racing, you're sweating, you're having sort of that reaction to the alcohol, and I think that by cutting out the alcohol has really helped with my sleep. So I sleep better, which means then the next day I don't feel like crap. And then that means I'm not reaching for, the high fat, high carb foods because I feel like crap. You got sort of might not be a hangover, but you might just feel like, oh, like, yeah, I had a drink or two last night. All right. So it's sort of this like cyclical thing that because I chose not to have 2 glasses of wine, the next day I feel a lot better. And what I found, it took maybe 6 weeks or so. What I found is like over time, just 6 weeks of getting really, really, really good sleep like that. It was like, bam, like it hit. I felt great, amazing, tons of energy. Like, what is happening here? All right. And so I think that cutting out alcohol has really helped me on my journey to lose 10 pounds in 2 months. And I think the final thing that was really important for my weight loss journey to lose 10 pounds in 2 months was not focusing on the scale. I didn't weigh myself once. I shouldn't say that. I did weigh myself at the doctor's office. I was on and am on a medication that is known to cause weight gain in women, and it's not a medication. It's not something like it increases your appetite so you gain weight. It's just something that you just hang on to weight. And so we were measuring my weight at the doctor's office just to make sure to keep it in check. And that's actually how I found that I lost the 10 pounds. I noticed that my clothes were getting looser. I kind of thought my clothes were getting stretched out. But when I went to the doctor, I was like, can we look at my weight the last time I was here? And I was actually down 9 pounds. And then in the next week, I took off an additional pound and a half or so. So I think that by not focusing on the scale, I was really just focused on drinking enough water, eating foods that filled me up, good nourishing foods that filled me up, a lot of vegetables, fruit, things like that, and then additional protein, and then getting enough sleep, cutting out alcohol, just really focusing on the basics. And like I said, the basics still work. And over time, you're going to see that they're going to work for you as well. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below that, what has been your biggest struggle with regards to weight loss? What things have you tried that has worked for you in the past? And if you're just starting out on your weight loss journey, what is your biggest goal? And so I'm going to invite you to follow along here on this channel. Like I said, between October 1st and December 31st, I'm going to document my personal goal of a 25-pound weight loss. Like I said, I'm already down 18. We're going to do 25 more. And if I don't make the goal by December 31st, it's going to be okay because January 1 is going to come around and it's still going to be here and I'm going to keep working towards my goal. So what I wanted to do is share with you that I have this ultimate nutrition and meal planning guide for women, for busy women. If you'd like to download this, you can go to heathermonthly.com/free. And what this is everything that I have put together that if you were going to sit down with me for an hour and say, what is it that I should be doing to focus on my nutrition? What kinds of things should I be doing? I've got a meal planning guide in here, how you can put together your own personal meal plan. I got a list of, really healthy, nourishing, full foods in here. Some of the really great foods that are going to give you a lot of energy, things like this. There's no way I can eat that much in one day. How do I do it? Stuff like that. I've got a lot of really good information here. And this is, like I said, if you were to sit down with me for an hour and say, Heather, I need help with my food. I need help with planning. I need help with figuring out what to eat. I need help with figuring out how much to eat. This guide is going to go over that for you. All right. So if you go to heathermonthly.com/free, you can download that there. I would love to get your feedback on this as well. I want to hear how much this has helped you, some of the things that maybe you have made changes in your life as a result of this guide. So let me know in the comments as well of just, how this has helped you with your particular goals, the things that you're working towards in your own personal health and wellness journey. So thank you. Talk to you soon.